Hey everybody, Sinister Lex here, and today we are answering a question that I've seen a lot of people bring up. Maybe they haven't asked it directly, but it's a fear. It has to do with a fear, a doubt, a worry. And that fear, doubt, and worry is that if I take on any more clients, I might not be able to deliver good work. So how do you do it? And can you? How many clients can you take on at a time? That's today's topic. Before we get into that, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, click that get notification bell if you want my notifications. What's up everybody? So it is a new week, a new Saturday. We got a new setup going on. In case you couldn't tell, I changed the whole setup for Twitch so that we could look a little bit more neat and cool. I pulled the light right off the ceiling and just slapped it right on the back wall. I thought that looked cool. Yeah, a little bit of changes, but it's nice. We'll probably see more changes as we go. Who knows what all is going to happen. Anyway, let's dive into this topic. You guys talk about it a lot in my chat, in the Discord chat. If you're looking for the link to that, you'll have to go through my website. And I'll leave it up to you to figure out how to get there. I'm not linking it down below. The only thing that's linked in the description is 7 days to freelance pay, which is already making people money if you're a new freelancer. But if you're not a new freelancer, you may be dealing with this issue of how many clients can I take on at a time? And what do I do at that point? Because maybe you've got 2 clients or 3 clients or 4 clients and you just don't know how many you can handle at a time, but you also want to grow. You want to make enough money to support yourself. This is an issue. And so you've got these fears, these worries about taking on more clients. You're hesitant. You're not sending out proposals. You're not responding to invites, or you're declining them because you feel like you have too many clients. And the thing about this is, in my experience, you usually don't have too many clients. I don't think too many people know this yet, but you usually don't have as many, you don't have too many clients. You've got more time. You can do more work than you realize, and you can take on more clients than you realize. So I used to deal with this fear a lot. I had it all the time, and it stopped me from taking a lot of gigs and working with a lot of people, because I thought, you know, if I take on any more clients, they're going to take on more of my time, and then I'm going to have to divide my time up more, which that is true. That part is true. But what I found over time is that most of my clients really don't have that big of needs. So I can actually take on more clients than I think I can, and I can deliver good work for all of them. They don't all need the same level of nurturing, maybe. They don't all need the same level of contact with me every single day. And when you talk to clients, whether it's through a system or through your email or however you're talking to clients, as long as you're not doing it on Skype, as long as you're not instantly chatting back and forth with them, as long as you set boundaries for yourself and for your clients. For instance, when a client reaches out to me, I will probably respond within 1 day, and I will respond at a certain time of day, and I will only respond once that day. So I'll send an email, I'll check my emails once a day, send emails out to all my clients, and then that's it. And if they email me back, unless they email me back really quickly while I'm still in that email session, I don't email back after that, because we're getting them in a habit of understanding our schedule and knowing when it's okay to contact us, when it's okay to work with us. And you know, sometimes you'll talk to clients and you'll send an email and they won't respond back immediately. So not every client's going to need a response or is going to respond to you immediately the very next day or that same day. What I found usually happens is when you're dealing with these clients, it's spaced out. So you might message 3 clients on the same day, but only one of them responds tomorrow. And then one of them responds the next day, and then one of them doesn't respond for 3 days. So there's time in between there for you to work with each client and send them messages and get their responses, and they're all getting trained on your system and how you work, so they understand that when they message you, there's a certain time frame when you'll message them back, and they get used to that. So you have to set boundaries for yourself and for your clients, and as long as you're doing that, you can train those people, you can train your clients to adapt to your schedule, and they will. It works really well. And what this means for you is that you can actually take on more clients than you realize. So if you're not making enough money from 3 clients, 4 clients is probably not that big of a step up. And you could probably even take on 5, maybe even 6 clients. You could maybe even take on 10 clients. You can take on many more clients than you realize. Now, if you want to ensure 100%, or as close to that as possible, that you don't get overwhelmed or that all your time isn't taken up, you need to set additional boundaries. So you can't be an hourly employee for these people. You can't be an hourly contractor for 10 clients. That's not going to work out very well for you. Eventually, you're going to run out of hours. So what you have to do is not do that. You have to start to think about how you separate your time from your pay. You have to start to think about, how do you charge by the project? How do you charge in a way for your services that allows you to say, okay, within this 1 hour time block, I can give one client this amount of work. I've got 1 hour here, I can do all his work for the day, I can deliver it and make $100 to $200. So when you start to charge by the project, when you start to charge based on your value, when you start to charge for milestones or fixed rate projects that are not hourly, suddenly you are beginning to separate your time from your pay, because you're not bound to those hours anymore. So it doesn't matter if you get the job done in 5 minutes. And by the way, some client projects are only going to take you 5 minutes. Some are only going to take you 10 or 20 minutes. Not every project is going to take you an hour. So you can have multiple clients paying you the same amount, if it's always the same amount to work with you, and you deliver their work in 5 minutes, or you deliver it in 15 minutes and you make the same amount of pay, which means you can take on more clients. So that's something to be thinking about as you go forward. How are you going to do that? If you want to take on more clients, if you want to make more money as a freelancer, then how are you going to charge a fixed rate instead of hourly? How are you going to lower the amount of work that you will do for that rate so that it doesn't take up all of your time? Those are some things that you can control. And once you've got that, then you can start to understand how you actually have enough time to work with most of these clients. Over time, you get faster at the things you do. If you're writing copy, you get faster at writing copy, and you can do it better. If you're a web designer, you can design websites faster. I can design websites and build them and get them online faster today than at any other point in time in history. If you're a graphic designer, you can design graphics faster. You can write ebooks faster. You can do all this stuff faster over time as you get better at it. You get better systems, better processes, and you are better able to carry out those missions and tasks and deliver them for your clients, which means you can take on more than you realize. So if you are just now running into this issue, if you are starting to wonder if you can take on more clients, if you should, how many more clients can you take on? If you're starting to wonder that, then you are at the point where you can take on probably up to 5 more clients, maybe even up to 10 more clients, if you change the way you charge, if you're not charging hourly. Now, if you're really at your wit's end, if you are really pushing the boundaries and you can't take on any more clients, you're certain of it, if you're 100% certain of that, then the next step for you is outsourcing, or finding some other way to systematize what you're doing so that you can turn that revenue into something that's reoccurring. a reoccurring system that works on autopilot. So outsourcing is probably the most viable first step that people turn to. You find other freelancers to help you with the work, but then of course you have to pay them and you have to give them some of that money. So that's one way, but other ways, at that point you can narrow down your offerings even further. Maybe it's something that you can package. Maybe it's something that you can turn into something that is really easy to deliver for clients without taking up even more of your time. It needs to take up less of your time, because the goal here is always to separate ourselves, our time, from our income. We always want to step back from that a little bit. We always want to get further away from it. We always want to deliver good work, give the client a satisfying experience, and we always want to get paid good rates, higher rates, etc. But at the same time, we want to do less and less work over time. We want to get as close to passive income as possible. We want to get as close to recurring revenue as possible. And if you can find ways to do that in your business, then that's amazing. For instance, one example of this might be if you were doing landing pages. Instead of building a custom landing page for every single client, maybe you get a template in place that works really well. And then for any new clients, you offer to set up that template for them. You'll set it up for $100, and maybe you'll manage it monthly for $100 plus $10 a month. And maybe you'll customize it for them for $200. And then maybe you'll customize it plus manage it monthly for $200 up front and then $10 a month. So you can start to see how you've systematized this. You're not building a landing page from scratch every time. You're using a template each time, but you're giving them an option to set it up as it is or to set it up in their custom colors for an extra additional charge. And then if they want you to maintain that landing page, keep it online, keep it going, tinker with it for conversion rates, all of these things could be additional monthly charges. And this frees you up so that once you've built that landing page, it's out there, it's making you money, and then you can bring on more clients and you can work with them and get their landing page template set up, and then send them on their way while they're paying you monthly to manage that. So that's just some thoughts I have. You can take on more clients than you realize. You can work with more people than you realize. Almost always. This is almost always true unless you're really truly at the end of your rope. You can do this stuff yourself, but you have to separate your time from your pay more. You can't be an hourly employee, even though hourly is super tempting for people because they can get one client and that can carry them through for a long time. You can have one client paying you $40 an hour, and that's a good full-time income. But then you have to remember, just like a traditional job, if you are working 40 hours for one client and they decide they don't want to pay you 40 hours worth of work anymore, then you lose that client whenever they end the gig, and suddenly you have no income. You have 0 clients. So I don't like to work that way. I like having multiple clients because you don't put all of your eggs in one basket. You spread out your resources and you spread out the risk. If somebody ditches you, if somebody leaves, well, you have more clients to work with and you're going to be all right. Let me know your thoughts in a comment down below. Are you dealing with this? Have you dealt with this? Is this something you struggle with already? Think about it. Let me know how you're going to separate your time from your income. How are you going to start to do that this week, hopefully? Are you still working hourly, or have you considered switching to a fixed rate? Just something to think about. Anyway, we did our first Twitch stream the other day, yesterday. It was a good test. I'm setting things up, getting them fixed up. We'll probably go live sometime today. I haven't posted any messages in here about it or talked about it on YouTube anymore. But if you're in the Discord chat, which again you'll have to go through my website. It's sinisterlex.com. You can find it over there. I will not be linking that down below. But you can find out my live streams there. I'll be posting them. I'll post some of them there, or you can just follow me on Twitch. My Twitch link's on the website if you want to hang out there. Planning to do live streams daily. We're going to do some cool stuff. That's all I got for this one. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Sinister Lex. and I'll see you next time.